Every day, you wake up into a world that doesn't wait. The tests begin before the first sip of coffee, before your feet touch the ground. There's no announcement, no warning, just noise, pressure, deadlines, expectations, disappointments. The world arrives in full force, ready or not. And most people, they aren't ready. Not because they're weak, but because they're untrained. They've spent years waiting for peace to arrive, never realizing peace is something you build, not something you're handed. That's where the Stoic path begins. Not in theory, not in some ancient book on a dusty shelf, but in your morning, your breath, your first thought, your first decision. And at the center of that path are 5 reminders, not meant to hype you up, but to ground you, to anchor your focus, to remind you who you are before the world tells you who to be. Let's walk through them. 1. No one owes you anything. This is the root of so much modern suffering, the belief that we are owed something. Recognition, apologies, fairness. But the truth is, we are not owed respect, kindness, or even basic decency. It may feel cruel at first, but it's also the key to liberation, because when you no longer expect others to meet your emotional needs, you reclaim your power. You're no longer a hostage to behavior you can't control. You stop showing up looking for approval, and start showing up from a place of clarity. This isn't bitterness, it's freedom. You stop waiting for people to change. You stop giving them your peace on a silver platter. You start creating your own stability from within. The moment you release the illusion that others must complete or affirm you is the moment you begin to walk fully in your own power. 2. You cannot control others. You can only control yourself. How much energy is wasted trying to manage what was never ours? We try to change people who resist growth. We try to earn love from those unwilling to offer it freely. We try to adjust the emotions of others, hoping they'll reflect what we need. But this isn't leadership, it's self-neglect. The Stoic understands that real peace doesn't come from fixing the world. It comes from becoming someone unshaken by it. You can't force someone to respect you, but you can live in a way that demands it. You can't make someone love you, but you can honor yourself enough to walk away from what doesn't. Your energy is sacred. It belongs in your hands, not on someone else's mood ring. 3. Emotions are not commands. You will feel deeply, often unpredictably, sadness, rage, doubt, shame. But you are not required to obey every feeling. Modern culture tells you to follow your feelings, but Stoicism teaches something more radical. Observe them, learn from them, and then decide. You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are not even your excitement. You are the one who chooses what comes next. This is self-command. It's the quiet superpower of choosing calm over chaos, action over reaction. And it doesn't make you less human. It makes you more powerful. 4. Not everything deserves your energy. There's a lie in modern life, that every insult must be answered. Every disagreement must be debated. Every comment must be corrected. But the wise know this, not every fight is worth entering. Seneca warned us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. When you give your energy to every offense, you let your peace be dictated by noise. There is power in silence, power in stillness. Some arguments are designed not to be resolved, but to drain you. Some people crave your reaction more than your resolution, so don't give it to them. Reserve your strength for what truly matters, your growth, your mission, your presence. That's not weakness, that's discernment. 5. Your attitude is your responsibility. There will be traffic, there will be delays, there will be people who disappoint you, challenge you, misunderstand you. but none of them have the authority to decide your attitude, unless you hand it over. This is where your power lies. Not in pretending everything's fine, but in choosing how you respond when it isn't. It's not about toxic positivity. It's about emotional maturity. It's not about being fake, it's about being focused. The Stoic doesn't wait for perfect conditions to bring his best. He brings his best regardless. He sets the tone. He decides the energy he carries into the room. That is leadership. That is sovereignty. That is the path of self-mastery. So what happens when you build your life around these 5 principles? You become less reactive, less drained, less confused by the chaos of others. You start to live from the inside out, not the outside in. And people will notice. They won't understand why you're so calm, so grounded, so clear. But you will. You will know it's because you've built something rare, something solid. A mindset that doesn't shake every time life does. You'll stop looking for peace, and start becoming it. You'll stop performing strength, and start embodying it. So say it again. Not to impress the world, but to anchor yourself in it. No one owes me anything. I only control myself. My emotions don't control me. My energy is sacred. My attitude is my responsibility. Repeat it until it reshapes your brain. Live it until it reshapes your life. This is the path of the Stoic, not cold, but clear. Not indifferent, but unshakable. Not loud, but undeniable. And in a world of noise and reaction, you'll be something rare, you'll be whole. You don't become unshakable by accident. It's a daily practice. A decision you renew, not once, but every morning, every interaction, every hardship. And that's what separates the distracted from the disciplined. Imagine waking up, not needing the world to be perfect in order to perform well. Imagine entering conflict without carrying bitterness. Imagine facing criticism without collapse. That's the reward of this mental training. Not immunity from life, but power within it. We've been sold a lie, that strength has to be loud, that peace must be external, and that clarity comes from others. But the Stoics knew better. They taught us that nothing outside us can break what's properly built inside. That life's storms don't create weakness, they reveal it. So we train, not to look strong, but to be strong. We wake early to meet ourselves before the world gets a chance to shape us. We say less, because we no longer feel the need to defend a self we've already accepted. We train hard, not just for health, but to forge resilience. We stay unknown, because the mission matters more than the spotlight. Take these 5 truths and turn them into action. When someone disrespects you, remind yourself, no one owes me anything. When a loved one fails to meet your expectations, say, I only control myself. When anger rises, whisper, my emotions don't command me. When someone invites you into chaos, remember, not everything deserves my energy. When the day goes sideways, declare, my attitude is mine to shape. These mantras aren't slogans. They're shields. They're strategies. They're the mental armor for modern life. In a world of endless distractions, they are what center you. And if you stay consistent, quietly, humbly, persistently, these truths won't just guide your day. They'll transform your life. So build your code. Anchor your mornings. Repeat your truths. Not loudly, but faithfully. Because real transformation doesn't need a microphone. It needs discipline. It needs courage. It needs you, showing up every day. Quietly becoming the kind of human who can't be moved by noise, by fear, or by circumstance. This is not just stoicism. This is strength. This is self-leadership. This is the art of becoming someone even chaos cannot conquer. The world may never give you applause for it, but your soul will know. And in the end, that's the only audience that matters. If these reminders have spoken to something in you, if, in the midst of a chaotic world, you too are searching for a way to stand firmer each day, then perhaps you're already walking the path few choose, but the one worth taking. Not everyone wakes up to master themselves. Not everyone dares to look their emotions in the eye and say, "You don't get to control me," but you're trying. And sometimes, that effort alone is an act of quiet bravery. On this channel, we don't chase applause. We don't aim to stand out. We simply share truths that help you live with more depth, more calm, and more inner strength. If you found value here, if you'd like a small daily space that reminds you you're stronger than you think, then I invite you to walk this path with us. Subscribe, not to follow me, but to remind yourself to follow you. And when you're ready, we'll be right here. In the stillness. In the truth. In the discipline. Welcome to the journey of becoming the version of you that cannot be shaken.